Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is January the 3rd, 2025. Here is the weekly edition for our weekly wrap, first week of January, and we are just coming back with another weekly analysis. All right, market just had a negative week, but I should say the formation is not that bad. So if we just focus a little bit closer to the charts, so you will see that we have got a two lower shadows, which just this week was higher low. And this hammer usually tells us that we may see a reversal is coming to the market, especially when we just test that twice, this 58.26, which is important level. However, for the second, I would say consecutive week, not last week, sorry, that's my bad, but just 2 weeks ago, we got below 6,000. Last week, we got above 6,000. But this week, again, we got close below 6,000. For next week, we need to see a confirmation, and it's going to be a strong one if we want to see a reversal to the upside. But all in all, I should say, even if market goes to the corrective move, let's say for the January, February, that would be perfect scenario for a next rally to the upside. And if we get from, let's say, 5,900 all the way down to 5,400, that's going to be more than 10% correction in this year. And from the all-time high, that's going to be almost 13 to 14% correction, which is going to be a decent one. And this is what market needs, to be honest, at this stage of the game. And we may see some kind of like a reversal. That would be the perfect scenario for new all-time high. So that's kind of like one of my cycle for 2025. That's going to be the second scenario. If you haven't watched my um, market outlook for 2025, make sure watch that video. I'm going to put a link up there and you will see that. But I'm not going to spoil that one. There are lots of materials covered. But I should say right now, market is in a shaky way. I know we are within this wide range bar, and that's kind of like a positive. But if we lose the momentum, if we are getting below 5,800, then the potential scenario is going to be we are going to get to middle of this wide range bar, coming all the way down here to 5,400, 54 to 55. If we go to the daily chart, that would be give us a better picture. But before daily chart, I want to show you this interesting indicator that I'm using for potential buy signal, and that is IMI, which is intraday momentum index. And I know lots of brokers don't have it, but my broker has it. So the platform that I'm using has this indicator. This is pretty neat indicator, especially in the bull market when we get into oversold condition. That would be the perfect scenario for buy. And right now we are in a bull market. We got topped, and this is kind of like a leading indicator before, uh, uh, I should say, before the price action top, we got topped and we got a nice divergence here. That tells me that the significant top is there and we are just heading down. So if we get another sold condition, the same as last year, I should say 2023, October, when we got a significant bottom here. So you see that here's the bottom. And also before 2022 October, that was kind of like the leading indicator as well. So after a while, we got into oversold condition. Right now, again, if we get back to the oversold condition, we're going to see a significant rally to the upside afterwards. So I'm just now looking for that one in a weekly perspective. If we go to the daily chart, so we see that we got pretty nice double bottom correct formation here. Stochastic momentum is not there, but IMI tells me that we are pretty oversold. So we may see a bounce, but I'm not sure if this is going to be the bounce for the rally, because my ideal scenario still is going to be a corrective move continuation to the downside to this 56 to 5,700. So this is the area that I'm looking at. If we go to kind of like a before this time, like if we just zoom out here, we go to 2023 October. Here's the bottom. Here's the August low. And that's going to be the third touch. And that would be the ideal scenario if we touch it in February. So we may see a choppiness is happening, but I would say the momentum indicator tells us that we are in a shaky way. So if we see a capitulation to the downside, that would be a perfect timing price action for a buying opportunity. Moving on to Nasdaq, we got a better price action. However, stochastic forms a bear reversal to the downside once we got these two lower shadows. Usually, this means still the price action is in favor of the bull side with just a small correction. However, if we get into a deeper correction, again, that would be a fantastic buying opportunity if we get to 19,500 to 20,000. So we will see if we get here back to the rally to the upside, or potentially we are going to just to see the confirmation and getting back to the rally. My ideal scenario, as I said, is going to be this one because we will have a cash allocated on the side and waiting for this correction happens. I would say 2025 is going to be a perfect scenario for a panic sell going up 20%. Again, I'm not going to spoil the 225 forecast, but potentially we will get somehow middle of this year correction, a panic sell correction, which is going to be a great buying opportunity potentially for the last high, for the multi-decade high. Moving on to daily chart for Nasdaq. So Nasdaq, we just got a rally today, nicely recaptured SMA 50. We need to get above 21,500, and also we need to get above this 22,000. If we get that one, that would be a perfect W pattern to the upside, and my target is going to be 23,000. So we will see if that happens, or we may see this rally is going to fail with a lower high. So if this is the case, we may see a failure potentially earlier next week or mid next week. So make sure watch this level, which is going to be 21,500, 21,600. That's going to be the scenario for a potential panic sell to the downside. So either scenario is going to be a good one, especially this one, because that gives us a better, clear opportunity for getting back to stocks. Moving on to US 30, which is Dow weekly chart, telling me that we are just kind of like forming again the same scenario. Bearish consolidation with two lower shadows. This means still bulls are taking control. I know the pattern is bearish, but if we get, again, the same scenario, if we get a continuation, we may see 40,500, 40,600. But if we see a rally, we're going to go back to the rally. So in either case, I'm looking for the rally to new all-time high. My favorite position or kind of like inclination is this. So let's see how it goes. Moving on to the daily chart. Here's the daily chart. We got kind of like a QM pattern. It's kind of like a forming a cup and handle, reverse cup and handle to the downside. If it consolidates here, this means the bears are going to take control for a sharp decline, potentially to this pivot. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Moving on to gold. Let me just go to, oh, I don't know what's happening. Let me go to gold here. And this is gold chart, gold daily chart. And yesterday I just put a post on my channel. And this is my analysis, folks. Basically, I'm just pretty bullish on gold, especially for the first or second half. Generally, in 2025, I'm pretty bullish. I think that gold can get to 32 to 3,300 by end of 2025. So sooner, maybe, but I would say I will give it just the 2025, 32 to 3,300. These are the scenarios that I'm looking at. So we may see some kind of like a correction. That's my scenario number one. This correction is coming all the way down to 24 to 2,500 within this weekly demand area, which initiate this rally, or even potentially lower. So lower is going to be less likely, but we'll see. So we may see a corrective move before the rally to the upside. And after that correction, the rally could initiate a very fantastic momentum to the upside, potentially 32 to 3,300. The next scenario is going to be this. So we may see some kind of like a tackle. We need to have a strong breakout above this pivotal point, which is supply area. This supply area tested twice, 27.17. That's the level everyone needs to look at. Even for this rally, we need to get above this. So if we want to continue to the upside, let's say this is the final bottom, we need to have a strong breakout, folks, above this 27.17, then pull back and then rally to the upside. This is a fantastic scenario for gold. And I would say that's going to be very, very nice formed, especially for the next few months. So we will see how it goes. For the silver, is kind of like a forming the same scenario. We are seeing silver is coming down. The correction is getting to my interesting level, which is going to be 26 to 28, almost 29. So this $3 range is going to be the final corrective move for silver. We just touched it last week. I mean, like this past week. And still, we may see some kind of like a deeper corrective move before a significant rally. But if that deeper corrective move happens, that would be a fantastic buying opportunity. However, the formation, the structure is forming to the bull side. So if we see some kind of like these two lower shadows, especially with this hammer, we may see some kind of like a rally all the way up to $35. So this $35 could be interesting scenario if we see. If we see a $35, any pullback could initiate rally all the way up to $44 for silver, which is my target in 2025. All right, let's go to crude. Crude just had a fantastic move. This is a great consolidation, breakthrough to the upside. We just recaptured all the major moving averages, and that's very, very um, bullish. And also we got above this $72, which is another bullish. And also crude closed above $74 on a weekly basis. That is bullish also. So the next level, I would say the major breakout is going to be 76, let's say 77. So 76.92, let's say 77. If we get above 77, look at this. This is a major trend line here. So we test that couple times, 3 times, and that's going to be the fourth time. So if we're breaking through to the upside, we need to get above this pivotal point, which reacted to this level. So let's say $79, 77 breaking through, 79, pull back, getting ready for a new high, potentially getting at least to this level, which is going to be $95 for crude. So for bulls who are just trading, potentially you want to protect yourself. But I would say this rally is kind of like a different than these rallies. This is a formation, a bullish formation. We break through above this 71. So step by step, we are seeing that the crude actually is getting to a bullish structure rather than neutral or bearish. But we need to see a strong momentum breaking through above 77. All right, let's go to individual names, starting with Bitcoin. So Bit just getting back to the upside, and today we just got a confirmation. I'm looking for a corrective move, folks, but maybe not this time. So we may see correction is going to happen in February, March, April. But I would say that corrective move is going to be very sharp. So for those ones who are saying, Ali, you missed the rally, I would say, yes, potentially I missed this rally, and potentially it can go to new all-time high. But after that, if correction happens, it's going to be very ugly, folks. It's going to be deep, and it's going to be very, very painful. So I would rather to stay away from Bitcoin right now to get a very decent pattern for kind of like a 30-40% to the upside. Something like this here. When we got into bit, people actually were kind of like sleeping or no one cared. But this is a multi-months, I should say, bull flag. Look at that. So this is a multi-months bull flag before this rally. And look what happened after that. I'm going to just look at something like this. happens again, weekly, monthly pattern to get back on board. Ethereum is the same. We just got into this resistance here. This is a dynamic trend line. We break through, coming back down, getting back to the upside. And right now we are just seeing a kind of like a very small corrective move. So we'll see. Bond yield at 39 cents up. Here is the bond yield. And this is kind of like the supply area. We just got to here, here, and we may see some kind of like a potential rally. Why I'm just doodling down. So it should go up potentially for a I should say, months top here, 4.60, then getting back to the downside. I would say bond yield is kind of like forming the top information while treasury is forming the final potential capitulation to the downside. So this is a bearish pattern. If bond yield goes up, potentially we may see the final low, potentially double bottom here. And that would be the perfect scenario to add. I would rather to see even lower than this and then getting back to the upside, which is stop hunt everyone. And then TLT can get back to 100 to 105 levels. So we will see how it goes. But I would say Treasury is one of those names that can have very choppy year. Right now it's going down, but eventually when it turns to the upside, it's going to be a ballistic move to the upside. VIX 10% down tick today, so VIX may go down still next few days. Dixie, I know bond yield was up, but Dixie just got into significant top and getting back to the downside. So probably this tells us something. Magma indicator just $16 up, still a bullish formation. Apple 49 cents down, and this is kind of like the pivot here for Apple after 5 days actually to the downside. I was looking for kind of like a holding here, getting back to the upside. Amazon $3.97 up, and this is forming a bull flag, folks. Meta, the same pattern here, just got a doji bar. Microsoft $4.77 up. Google $2.36 up. Netflix $5.68 down here. Netflix is lagging. Tesla after significant downside. I was looking for this, but reacted to this demand area sooner. 8% to the upside today because of the China sales. Our revenue was pretty good, and that's why market just reacted positively. Semiconductor index, folks. This is one of those sectors that I kind of like a saying potentially that's the bottom, at least for the time being. We should just get back to the long position. This is a very, very nice bull flag, and this bull flag can initiate a rally. I would say this rally initiated today by one big name. We will get to that one. SOX, the same pattern here. It's just completing its corrective move. Taiwan Semiconductor, great move to the upside. This bull flag is about to turn to the upside. 230 to 260 is coming down. 235, I should say, to 260 is coming down the road. This is very, very bullish pattern. And I would say when this triggers above 215, 210, we may see some kind of like a good momentum to the upside. AMD is getting back to the upside as well. Bull flag. And if we go above this, this means we just got low, higher low, and right now we are just seeing higher high. So this is the beginning of this rally, and potentially it can go all the way up to 165, 145, 146. And then if we get above 140, I should say 165, then AMD can get to this top here. So we'll see how it goes. NVIDIA, 6%, 4% to the upside, pretty good momentum. NVIDIA, we got here, folks. We got into NVIDIA pretty nicely around here. And right now, my slow subscribers are in money nicely. And today, we just got a breaking through to the upside. Two bull flags within each other. We may see new all-time high for NVIDIA. When semis is strong, I should say Nasdaq can keep momentum to the upside. Texas Instrument, the same pattern here, just getting back to the upside. Lam Research forming a bullish pattern here as well. A pretty nice reverse head and shoulder. with a nice bull flag, and this can go higher to $78 to $80. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to XLF, which is Financial Spider, 38 cents up. Not a bad session. KBE, 74 cents up. A good double bottom here, getting back to the upside. But we need to see a strong momentum. Otherwise, it's going to be just a dead cat bounce. Today, KRE just capitulated down and then getting back to the upside. Generally, this is very bullish, folks. But we need to see a strong momentum, especially $63 is going to be huge resistance. We may see some kind of like a $3 up, which is 5%. But after that, I'm not sure about it. JP Morgan, momentum still is in upside. Goldman Sachs, $5.16 up. And Bank of America, 52 cents up. Great move for Bank of America. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to Wells Fargo. Again, the same pattern here. It's not bad scenario. So Wells Fargo is forming pretty nicely to the upside. So we need to see Wells Fargo getting above 72. If it goes above 72, 74, 75 is coming down the road. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to gold miners. After yesterday's surge, they're just coming back down. Seems like it's just a short-term resistance here. So we got into this and it's reacted nicely. We have this supply around 36. So we will see how it's going to react to that level. But I should say, if gold wants to keep momentum to the upside, gold miners need to participate and need to be kind of like a leader, not laggard. So GDXJ 58 cents down today, the same scenario. AEM just got into this gap and reacted. Newmont, after nice surge yesterday, just formed the double bottom here, and this W pattern is forming pretty nicely. So we just got above this pivotal point. Right now, if it consolidates here, that's going to turn to bull flag for a next rally to the upside. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to Franco-Nevada, $1.28 up. This is positive regardless the other names. Gold Barrick, 13 cents down here as well. Moving on to energy sector, XLE. These ones are waking up and they're just getting back to the upside after capitulation to the downside. XOP, the same pattern going up nicely. We just got into this supply area, 136 to 138, that's the supply area. See how it goes. OH, $3.13 up. Exxon, 55 cents up, but Exxon is laggard, obviously. Chevron is getting back to this gap, this kind of like a capitulation. We may see some kind of like a hiccup, pull back, and then getting back to the upside. So we will see how it goes. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button. Don't forget, have a look of my 2025 forecast and put your comments down there. I'm going to read all of them and try to reply ASAP. Have a fantastic weekend. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.